Hi, hello, welcome to Devon Monk's Works and Worlds. This is Monday Monk, maybe 49. I don't know, I've lost all track. Somewhere around there. I don't think we're at 50 yet. Maybe we are. I feel like I should celebrate if we're at 50, but I'll celebrate next week. So, anyways, welcome to Monday Monk. Thank you for spending a little time with me here. If it's your Monday, thank you for coming by Monday. We got this week, we can do it. If you find me on another day, I hope you're having a great day. I usually talk about writing, how is going, how knitting is going, and how things in Monkworld are going. So that's what I'm going to do today. I am thinking about adding a second video list, a playlist on here, where I talk more about writing and publishing because I've had a couple of people, and usually at this time of year this happens, people reach out to me and have questions about publishing. And I thought maybe I'll just do little short vids about some good practices that one can take in trying to navigate a publishing path or a writing path. There are many, many paths. So I would certainly only be sharing things from my experience and things that I've heard have worked for other people, but I wouldn't ever be telling somebody what to do with their career because there are so many different ways to be a writer and so many different ways to be published or to share your work with others. And so I wouldn't presume to know which way someone would want to do that, but I can give some links and some information that I know. And I thought I might start doing that and just kind of create a second little playlist here on the channel. If I do that, I will let you know and I'll point you toward it. But that hasn't happened yet, so we'll see. Okay, so let's get with it. How is writing going? Writing is going well, thank you. I am working on the Seamus Flynn book, or short book. I'm not sure how long it's going to be. That is a continuation of the Broken Magic series, which is a spinoff from the Allie Beckstrom book. So this is my original first series that sold, and there were 9 books in that Allie Beckstrom series, and then I did a 2-book spinoff with an extra book attached to it, novella attached to it, and I'm doing a little something extra. So that will be coming out this year, and it is writing well, and I'm hoping I'm going to get a lot of words on it today. That's the goal for today. So yeah, going good. How is knitting going? Knitting is going well. I took several nights this week, and I just focused on that winter hat that I wanted to make, and I knit it. I got it done. I don't remember the designer's name, but I think the pattern is reindeer on the roof or rooftop reindeers or something like that. I'll put a link to it down below. I'll show it to you. This is my hat. So sometimes I do silly hats because I love them and I wear silly hats all the time. But every once in a while I will do a kind of a more, I don't know, serious hat. Are there serious hats? Whatever. But just normal. I don't know if it's normal, but I'll do something like this, which I think is gorgeous. The reindeer are terrific. I love the brim with the little squares and the little diamonds down there and all the little diamond falling snow. And then the bind off, the actual decrease at the top of the brim here at the crown of the hat is a star, which I think is so neat. And this is the designer. I just knit this. But I love these, come on, finger, do what I want. I love this line here of the knit line for the decrease. Just creates the lines, the ribbing, and the star. Gorgeous. Gorgeous pattern. Easy to follow. The only thing that was difficult is the designer had put the chart itself, the charted pattern, the white parts were in gray on the pattern and the gray parts were in white on the pattern. So every once in a while I would flip it in my head and put a white where it should have been a gray and a gray where it should have been a white. So I had to do some, stitching backward to undo that. I think it's just because your A color is usually black or gray in a chart and your B color is usually white. But the A color, and this was the reindeer color, so that was a little confusing, but I managed. I'm going to show you the floats, which is carrying the second color on the inside, the thread on the inside. There's a technique for it that I like. And so these are the floats. Somebody said this pattern has too many stitches between colors, which can be a problem for how smooth the knit looks after it is knit, because it puckers if you don't pull enough, and it can look sloppy if you make it too long of a float, which is these little threads between. But I didn't have a problem with it. I thought the distance between stitches was fine. It was knit in the round for all you knitters who are curious about that sort of thing. So I cast on down below here, it's a double knit brim. So the inside has its own soft knitting on the inside of the brim. And then this here, you fold it over and stitch those together here at the top. You will notice that I did really good at like this part of the brim. See how nice and square this is? It looks really good. And then as you go, things got a little wonky. Hang on, my hat. Here we go. Things got a little wonky. Can you see that? Hang on. I wish I was better with the camera. I should just spend some time practicing. See how sideways those squares got? That's because I literally ran out of stitches to pick up to try to make the pattern the right amount of stitches across the bottom. And that's because I had skipped too many at the beginning, but there were like hundreds of stitches and I didn't have it in me to go back. So I'm like, it's my hat. Nobody will know that I screwed up at the end unless I tell them like I just did. But mostly I'll just put the part that looks kind of wonky on the back and just this looks very nice. So face forward the good stuff. It's just like your Christmas tree. You know, you put the good branches out front and put the bare spot in the back. That's what I'm doing with this hat. I've worn it a couple times. I enjoy it. It's a great hat. It's made out of wool, so I got it damp and blocked it over a cookie jar. I have a Marvin the Martian UFO cookie jar where the earth, he's up on top of the earth in his UFO, a Looney Tunes cookie jar, and the earth is a good size for blocking hats on. So I got the wool wet like you do and just stretched it over that cookie jar, and the hat fits great, and I love it. So yay, I got my winter hat done. I'm very excited about it. I also picked out the next toy for the January knit, or for the January giveaway in the newsletter. And I started that, and that should be a pretty quick knit, and I'm enjoying it so far. It should be pretty cute. And I have not mailed out the toys that people have claimed, and I'm going to do that this week. So if you're somebody who's waiting for me to mail out a toy, it's coming your way, and I'm sorry I've been so late. It was a whack of crazy holidays. Okay, so knitting is going well. Thank you. Next we talk, let's see, writing, knitting, and things in Monkworld. Okay, what's going on in Monkland? My husband and I took a little quick trip in the electric car because we wanted to take it out for a loop, you know, a far distance and back. So we did, I don't know, 160, 180 mile loop or something like that. And is that about right? Yeah, I think so. Maybe a little less than that. And he wanted to go up to Multnomah Falls, which I haven't been to for a long time. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. And I will put, he took a quick little video of the falls, and I will put that at the end of the video. So stay to the end to see the falls. Gorgeous falls, but it was the #1 tourist attraction in Oregon for a while. So it usually is pretty crowded with people. It wasn't very crowded with people because it's cold and and rainy and windy, and there's still snow on the ground in places. So there were fewer people there. And everybody is really nice at this place because it's so photogenic or photographic that people will wait for their turn to kind of pose in a good spot in front of it, and everybody kind of helps make that happen for everybody. One of my husband's favorite things to do is to ask people, would you like to get a picture of yourself together? I'll take it for you. So like he was, you know, in hog heaven there, asking people if he could take their photo for them on their phone so they could have a photo, and people love that, and we're very happy to get their photo there. But anyways, we went to Multnomah Falls. I'm going to tell you a couple things about Multnomah Falls. It is 635 feet tall. That's tall. And it's a double-decker falls. It's a top level and a bottom level that you can see in the same shot. I'll put a picture of it here. And the top level is 542 feet, and the bottom level is 69 feet. It's year-round. It's gorgeous. If you ever get to Oregon, even though I'm saying it's touristy, it's beautiful. Go to it. There's a beautiful lodge there. You can get fresh salmon or fresh food from the area. They are great. They have a bakery there. They have a little coffee shop, espresso shop out front, which I love. And in the summer, they have ice cream and I think hot dogs and stuff you can get there. So absolutely worth it. There is a waterfall hike you can take. Now it's a hike. It's not going to be just a stroll. You're going to want to take some good walking shoes and maybe one of those walking sticks, because the waterfall hike goes up and down because you want to go to the top of waterfalls and the bottom of the waterfalls. And sometimes that trail, I believe, is closed in really bad weather. But the hike is worth taking. I'm telling you that, but I haven't been on that full waterfall loop hike yet, which is what my husband and I decided we need to do this year. So if we do it, or when we do it, I will take the camera along and we'll get some video for you so you can see our hike. on the waterfall hike around Multnomah Falls, and there's a bunch of waterfalls that we can go see, and I'll show them to you. Multnomah Falls is right up along the Columbia River Gorge, and the Columbia River is a huge, it's the river that separates Oregon from Washington, the state above it, so it's like it divides our states. And it's a working river, and it's gorgeous any time of year. Totally worth going and seeing. So yeah, we went to Multnomah Falls, and I'm like, just the Multnomah Falls, not a big deal. But honestly, that is worth a trip just in itself. And that was where we had intended to go. That was like our goal for the trip. But, however, on the way, we thought we'd stop at Crown Point, which is an observatory and a gift shop and a restroom at the top of the point along the gorge where you can see the Columbia River. It's gorgeous viewpoints. Take your camera. It's lovely. And so we thought we'd stop there, stare at the Columbia River, get some good photos, and then go off to Multnomah Falls, because there's a back road you can take to Multnomah Falls, and it goes by Crown Point first because we're coming from the south. So most people, because it's only about 30 miles from Portland, take the highway over to Multnomah Falls. Totally fine. But there's a back road. You go off of the highway over along the back road, and you end up going by farms and through moss-covered trees overhanging the road and fields and ferns, and it's gorgeous. And I recommend taking that back road if you are on for a scenic route. It's not built for big rigs. It is a narrow 2-lane road. Cars get by on it just fine, but I'm saying, like, I wouldn't take an RV on it, or a trailer kind of thing. But lovely. So we went along that road and hit Crown Point first, and we get out of the car, and it is so windy. It about blew us off our feet because it's January, people, on the Columbia River Gorge, and the gorge is known for its high winds. And so we're walking toward the toward the observatory, we're going toward Crown Point. We get up on the steps, and we're kind of like fighting into the wind, going this way, going that way, and it is cold. My eyeballs are cold. Like, the wind is shoving icicles into my eyeballs. And so we get up to the door, and it says, "Closed due to high winds." As we're tipping this way and tipping this way. It's like, oh yeah, I see why it's closed. So pretty funny. We get up there, we kind of blearily stare at the Columbia. We didn't even stop to take a photo. It was so cold, which is silly, but there it is. So it's too cold really for us. We could have done it, but we were unprepared. And so we scuttled back to the car, and we're like, "Ooh, that was very chilly, very nice, very nice, very nice, let's go." And so we head down that back road, and it goes right by some waterfalls. And for no dumb reason, we have never stopped at these falls. We just have, like, go to Multnomah Falls in our heads, so that's where we go. And these waterfalls are gorgeous. And so I'll tell you the truth, we were also looking for a restroom. And so this parking area had a restroom. We're like, oh, we'll stop there. And we, like, look up, and it's like, there's a gorgeous waterfall you can see from the parking area. I'm like, Oregon's nuts. Like, most places you'd like to hike miles or something to find a waterfall. We just, like, you drive because you need to use the bathroom. There's a gorgeous scenic waterfall. So we thought, let's go look at that waterfall. So where we were precisely is we were 5 miles away from Crown Point, and it's a little parking area called Guy Talbot State Park. He donated the land so that the state, is in charge of the nature area there. And so you can walk up a little ways and look over the railing to see the waterfall at about mid-level. It's a 224 foot waterfall. It's called, I'm going to say it wrong because I haven't heard anybody in Oregon ever talk about this waterfall, which is weird, but it's called Lateral Falls. I thought it was La Tourelle because it's spelled Latourell. Sounds French, looks French, La Tourelle. But apparently around here we say lateral. So it's Lateral Falls, and it's beautiful. It is year round, though I guess it kind of goes away some in the summertime. But there's an upper area you can see, a mid area you can see, and a lower area. And so we did the mid area, and then we decided to go to the base of the falls to go watch the water hit. And so very easy hike. I mean, it's not even a hike. That's a stroll. Very easy, low slope down and low slope out. Most waterfalls you're going straight down, mountainslides and back up. Not here. Easy. Children were doing it. We little dogs were doing it. Bebes were walking this trail. So it's totally easy. Paved. It's paved. It was very easy. Beautiful though, moss everywhere, basalt stone, overhanging trees, even in winter, green, 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 green. And there was ice behind the waterfall. It was cold, so there's still snow, but that trail was clear and easy. So we get down there, and what's neat about this waterfall is the path ends, the paved path ends, and then there's stones. I'll put a picture of it so you can see. Just black like basalt stones. There's basalt columns behind it. And you could walk out behind that waterfall. Like you'd be an idiot to do it in January because the spray coming off of that thing was chilly. It wasn't as windy here because the hillside was protecting us from the wind, but it was still January and cold. And we want to go back in the spring or right before summer and walk around down behind the waterfall and maybe stick our hand in it or something. Lovely 224-foot waterfall with the basalt and golden cobblestone. Do you say lichen or lichen? Whatever, the mossy stuff on the walls. You'll see it in the picture. So we loved seeing that waterfall, a new waterfall to us, even though we've lived here forever. And we made a deal right then and there that we were going to bag some waterfalls this spring. We've done it before. We hit a couple waterfalls in the Coast Range, and we're going to do the Multnomah Falls loop and go see some waterfalls. So if we do, I'll take you along. I'll take photos. I'll try to do more videos too on the trails. I tried to do some video this time, but like I turned it off when I tried to turn it on. And I thought I got this great video, but actually I got nothing. What I'm saying is I'm a professional. I'm a professional video nature photographer. So anyways, it was a lovely trip. Electric car did great there and back. We didn't even run out of like battery. We weren't like down to the last little bit or anything. We had more range, which was terrific. And yeah, we also stopped real briefly at a place called Champouy Park, and kind of went back into the front part of the park is like day use. You can go do things at the park barbecue, play in the fields and stuff, but the back end has tent yurts, cabins, RV trailers and stuff, and a river that goes by. And so we kind of wandered off in there to see what that's like, to look around, and that was pretty fun. And I'll be back up there in February sometime, so I'll take you on a video tour of it. But yeah, that's it. We had a good little weekend adventure. The monks went off on a hike, and next time we're going to put on warmer clothes, take our hiking little walking sticks. We have those. And the only reason why I say we need to take them next time is because when we went to Multnomah Falls, so we did Crown Point, Lateral Falls, and then 6 miles away is Multnomah Falls. They're only all about 5 miles away from each other. But when we did Multnomah Falls, there was still enough snow on the ground that they had carved us one-way, one-person-wide path through the snow to the upper part of the falls, to the bridge part of the falls, which we went up to that bridge. So you'd have to kind of stand aside or get up on the snow a little bit for people to pass and stuff. So it would have been nice to have a hiking stick, because there were a couple of spots where it was slushy, and I'm wearing a pair of tennis shoes that I've owned for years that are like done. And so I need to get a little better hiking shoes, and next time go a little more prepared. But we had a great time, got their coffee and their cherry pop over there that I fresh baked at the bakery. It was delicious. Absolutely recommend. And yeah, it was a good time, and I hope to share some more good times with you. I hope you have had some good times so far this year, and if you haven't, I hope you've got some coming ahead of you. And I hope your week is good. Until next time, happy reading, happy getting out in the wacko weather if you are. We're having a windstorm come in again today, although it's not supposed to be as devastating as some of the windstorms that have come through lately. So we're just going to batten down the hatches and get through the week. So good luck to you. We got this. Bye for now.
Thank you.